Hey, it's Dustin with the Davidson Group with episode 27. Oh yeah, I'm at Keller Williams. But this is Real Talk. 27. Dustin. Davidson. Okay, let's start over. Hey, it's Dustin with the Davidson Group at Keller Williams with episode 27 of Real Talk. So I've got a doozy for you today. I don't really know how this happened. I don't even know how the involvement was there. I should caveat, I was not a part of this story. But the retelling of this story I'm going to very much enjoy. So, this took place at my mother-in-law's house, or involving my mother-in-law's house. I'm going to be discreet in some pieces because it involves the cops, and I don't know what ramifications there may be for talking about this. So, I'm going to lay that out there as well. But, here's the deal. So, if you live in or around Seneca, you may remember a few weeks ago when there were cops everywhere in town. And there was this guy who was breaking in to steal something from a shed somewhere. And then he jumped in the creek. And he swam down the creek to evade the police. Well, my wife...
And was free.
It was not me. Okay, I was working. In Joplin, away from the creek. But my wife and her mom were crafting, working on stuff like they do typically on a daily basis, working on stuff at the house, and there's a knock on the door. And it is a policeman. And they ask, have you seen anybody around? We're looking for someone. Here's the description. We feel as though they should be in and around your area. No, we don't. Well, do you mind if we look out back? Sure, let's go look out back. Go open the gate, go look in the backyard, search around in the shed, yada yada, nothing. So they leave, and my wife, my mother-in-law, are looking out the windows. They're trying to see, do we see anything? Do we see anything going on? And they see more policemen start showing up. And more policemen start showing up. And then they go outside and notice that part of the back fence has been knocked over. Ooh, now we're getting intense. So they call them up. Hey, come on back. They may be here. They go, they come through the house, they look out back. There's nothing. But now the fence or the gate is opened up. So this person has been down the creek, freezing cold, jumped out at the house somewhere, eluding police, in and out of the backyard at this point, breaking down fence, going through gates, not to be found. Well, they know, obviously, that he's there somewhere, and they're looking intently in the backyard again, and the cop notices something. See, there's access to the crawl space from the backyard. He notices some footprints, some foliage that had been knocked down. Tells my mother-in-law, go inside. We're gonna take care of this. A few minutes go by, my wife's, she's texting me telling me there's this craziness going on, all this stuff. A few minutes go by and tons of police show up. I mean tons of police. And the one cop that they had been communicating with came back in and said, you guys need to go right now. You need to leave the house right now. So they all gathered everything up and they went and got in the car and they were going to leave for a little bit. Well, upon doing so, the road was so blocked off, they literally had to wait for police to get out of the way with their vehicles so that they could actually leave. And they're hearing popping sounds. They don't know what's going on, but they are assuming that this person is under the house. Well, come to find out, they ended up macing under the house and dragging this person out from under their house. Catching this vandal or thief or whatever he had been accused of doing or did or whatever the case is. I don't know, the case maybe ongoing, so who knows. So they do all of that, and in the meantime, her brother's been called, and they're coming down to figure out what's going on, and her dad had been called, and I'm wondering what's going on, and it was a big ordeal, had the town up in a riot, And this guy had been in and around their house and was pulled out from under their home. They had to mace underneath to pull the guy out. So then they couldn't go back in. They had to open up the windows. You know, it's 45 degrees, so it's not freezing cold, but it's definitely not warm. And it had rained and sprinkled, and they had to open up all their windows and leave doors open so that the house could air out from all the mace before they could go back inside. And of course, they caught the guy. And the cop is wrapping up with them and telling them, hey, you can come back home. These are the things you got to do. The kids can't be here. Going through all those pieces. And says, well, how long is he going to be away for? Well, he'll be in jail for at least today. That's all they could say. Oh, and by the way, he has a habit of going back to the scene of his crimes because he typically leaves stuff. So we're caught in the middle of this story, and I may catch you up as this progresses. They went and looked under the house to see if he stashed anything. He had a big knife on him, but they couldn't find any paraphernalia or anything else that he had left, so hopefully nothing there. But if he had, my in-laws may be getting another trip or another visit from this vandal, thief, hoodlum person. And so anyway, just the craziness that goes on. You know, these are things that we talk typically real estate related and things that go on in my life. I'm a byproduct of this. Just a crazy story hearing about it. The sad thing is, with this whole story, my little boy understands and knows what was going on. Obviously, the police were there, and he was taken out of the house. But he thinks that this person came to be under my mother-in-law's house, his mom's house, and was going to get them or come after them. And so now we're talking through that process of, no, he was just trying to get away. He wasn't actually coming here for purpose. He didn't have intentions of harm or do anything there. But for the past couple of days, he's talked about it almost nonstop. It's made nights pretty interesting as well, if you have little ones that get afraid or have fear of things. But we'll work through that. I'll say that. If you see the little guy, say, hey, how's it going? And just lift his spirits a little bit. But episode 27 of The Crazy Life of Dustin and the Davidson Group here at Keller Williams. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you in the next one.